Good day everybody. What I'm going to demonstrate for you today is the percentage available chlorine test. I've got all my gear here which I'll sort of walk through as we do the test. I often get asked by operators and network guys as well that have to dose liquid chlorine into water mains and reservoirs and things like that. What's a nice easy test so we can check how strong our chlorine is? Because as most of us know, liquid chlorine starts to lose its potency after a while, especially if it's out in the sun or hot weather or whatever. So this is a nice easy test. You can take a sample of your liquid chlorine, which I've got here, and run the test and see what percentage it actually is. So if you're buying it at 10%, 12%, 15%, whatever, and you get a load in and you want to do a test and you find out that it's only 3.6, something's wrong. Okay, so this is a nice easy way to do it. You can do it in a little lab like this. You do it just about anywhere as long as you've got the gear. So what we need, a couple of jars or a couple of beakers, a couple of measuring things so that you can actually accurately measure 100 mils, a couple of little syringes you can get from the chemist. 1 mil's the better, these are 2 mils, which means I'll have to be careful and accurately measure it, which is not always good. And you need something to measure your chlorine residual. It's important to remember when we actually do the test, we're going to get somewhere between 0 and 10 milligrams per litre of chlorine. So you've got to make sure you've got high range chlorine for your analyzer so you can actually analyse it. Some of them will only go up to 2 mils, not high enough. Okay, so pretty easy. Let's get on with it. This is a necessity. You've got to put the PPE on. So you've got to get the gloves around the right way and put them on. Just follow whatever your council or company procedure is for PPE when you're working on that. I'll put these glasses on too, it'll probably make me look more handsome. Alright, so what we need is 100 mils of deionised water or distilled water. It's no good doing this with tap water because tap water's got chlorine in it and that'll give you a false reading. Alright, so I've got 100 mils of distilled water there, ready to roll. What we're actually doing is we're doing a multiple dilution. This liquid chlorine is 10%, a sample I took this morning, which means it's around about 100,000 milligrams per litre, so very hard to find an analyzer that'll reach that level. So we're going to dilute it 10,000 times. If we dilute it 10,000 times, when we get our sample and put it in the analyzer, whatever the milligrams per litre is translates across to percentage. So if it comes out a 10 on here, I've got 10% available chlorine. Okay? Now I'm going to take 1 mil out of here because we're going to put a mil of liquid chlorine in there, so I'll just get rid of that. I'm going to take 1 mil of my sample. Now this is 10% available, so I'm told. Hard to read with these glasses on, but anyway. Alright, so I've got 1 mil of chlorine now. I'm going to put it into this jar. Now I'm going to dispose of this now because I don't want to use this for my second dilution because obviously it's got full strength chlorine in it. Okay, finished with that now, so get rid of that. I'm going to give this fella here a bit of a stir. Find a stirring stick. There we go, so that's our first dilution, okay? Very good. Now, I'm going to take another 100 mils, put it in this jar. There we go. Take 1 mil out. Look, around that way. And toss that. Now I'm going to take a mil of this first dilution and drop it into the second jar. Like so. Drop him in there. Just get rid of this now so I don't get confused. And give that a bit of a stir with another stirring stick, a clean one. And there's our 10,000 times dilution. So we're nearly there. Now, I'm just going to set this up ready to go. Got my little bag of high range reagent. Got my test tube here, or test vial. This is a 10 mil, so I've already rinsed this out and cleaned it all out, ready to go. So I'm going to take, pardon my back for a minute. I'm going to take 10 mils of this, lid back on. Oh. And give it a bit of a wipe, especially seams. I just spilled a little bit, a couple of drops. Whack it in here, and then I'm going to zero it with that sample that's there. All right, away we go. So that's now zeroed, and now I'll put my reagent in. Just do this over the sink so I don't spill anything. Always a little bit difficult to open these things up. I like the tablets better. There we go. So, give that a bit of a shake, chuck it back into the machine, hit the go button, alright, that's telling me I've got 9.7 milligrams per litre, and so if we equate that to percent, I've got 9.7% available chlorine in that chlorine that we've got down at the shed there. So that's pretty good, 9.7 out of 10%, is alright. So nice easy test, get reasonably good results, big dilution but reasonably close. And give me a call if you have any problems.